Tonight, the theme is don't give up. Tonight, I want to focus on the community aspect. I want to focus on the connection aspect. I want to focus on all of you. Community creates connection. It creates energy. It creates purpose. So what we're doing in this room tonight is really phenomenal. We're setting a space for us to no longer get stuck where we are and to keep moving. They always say forever forward, right? Always moving. We get further together. That's what we say after every workout together. So the guys get together once a week usually, or every 2 weeks. And we always say at the end, we go further together, right? And there's something behind that. There's something really true to that. There's something that my mom always said to me that like blew my mind, and I always thought about it, and it started popping up recently in my life on a regular basis. Something that always resonated with me, and it's really starting to hit home. She would say to me very casually, right? Make something out of nothing. Make something out of nothing. Make something out of nothing. That's been ringing in my head a lot. Right? Does that make sense? Make something out of nothing. And what's happening at it tonight is that a lot of us could be out doing our thing, partying, hanging with friends, staying on our own. What we decided to do was get into a space where there's community, where there's energy. And against all odds, there is no way we fit in this many people in here. What happened? We fit this many people in here. And we're hitting deadlift PRs and pull-up PRs. Like that don't happen in a store, a clothing store on a Friday night. We're having conversation about how we can show up differently, not just for ourselves in that space, but how we could show up on a long term when we leave that space. You're powerful. If you're in a group that's supporting you, it's real easy, right? Like we all high-fiving, we motivated. That's why I'm working out on Friday, because there are people showing up. I guarantee you, most of you, I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying, most of you are not getting a heavy workout in on a Friday night. What happens when nobody else is around you? What happens when you don't have that person saying, I got your back? What happens when you don't have that hoorah next to you? We sitting around a fire in a beautiful setting overlooking the moon, and we're like, oh, this is amazing. We're going to change the world. And I'm like, bro, I was straight up. I was like, we're not going to change the world. Not like this. We're going to change the world out there when we can do it on our own. Right? And I'm not saying don't utilize your community. I'm saying utilize your community and then step up when you leave them. Because there's not going to be somebody powdering your ass the whole way through. There are times when you are going to have to be the leader. So what I'm saying is, right in this space right now, we're generating a powerful community that when we leave this room, there's thousands of people. They just need one person to step up and say, it's me, I got it. Follow me. Follow me. And we might have enough leaders in this room to go make the change. It's guys like this. And I'm not blowing them up. I love them, but I'm not blowing them up. I'm being straight up. It's guys like that who say, I'm going to make something out of nothing in a small store where there's not enough space. And I'm going to make some good energy, and I'm going to create some positive vibes. And I'm going to put people in a place that's safe, that's positive, that's optimistic, that's creating healthy habits. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it. I'm not going to wait till somebody else creates it. And I'm going to use my community. I'm going to call Rhone. Can I use your space? Let's go. I'm in. That's stepping up. So I'm going to ask you right now, are there areas in your life that need that from you that you are not stepping into? If you're in this space, you have the opportunity to be that leader for somebody else. And there's somebody or some group in your life that is begging for you to step up, and you're just waiting for somebody else to do it. I'm done with trying to like give you something to motivate you. Motivation is fickle. It's great, but it's there and then it goes. I'm talking about being inspired. Inspired means stimulating the mind. Inspiration doesn't go anywhere. When you're inspired, every time you hear that thing, like for me, it's family. Like, straight up, I just grew up, big Italian family, pasta all the time. We sit around each other. Like, nothing in the entire world means more to me than my mother, my father, my siblings, and my extended family. But that tight-knit group, like, when you say family, when you say Janny, that's my mom's name, when you say Janny, I'm like, let's go. I'll wake up earlier. I'll go to bed later. Because that's somebody who sacrificed. I mean, my parents sacrificed 26 years for me to get to the place that I'm in. Like, I got you. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? I'm like, I'm 21. I don't need anything anymore. They still shoving things at me. I'm blessed. I'm privileged in that way. I have people support me like that. So for me, I'm giving you my thing that triggers me. You say family, I'm in. I'll figure it out. What do I got to do? Where do I got to go? What time do I got to wake up? Tell me. I'm there. So what I'm asking you to do as you leave here, don't just put the responsibility on the people beside you, the people next to you, the people over there, the people who always lead, the people who always step up. Be that person. Find what inspires you. What triggers you? Go home. Write it down. What's the most important thing in the world to you? Straight up. What's the most important thing in the world to you? Some of you have never taken enough time to sit down and write down on a piece of paper or think, what is the most important thing in the world to me? Right? And then we have a kid and we're like, oh. That's what it is, right? Or we meet that person. It's like, oh, okay. Or we finally get that we get that breakthrough in our work or whatever. Oh, okay, that's what's important to me. Or we sit next to our parents who are like nearing the end of their lives. Not to be morbid, I'm just being straight. Like you get to that point where it's like, I see what's important to me. So I'm asking you, how long are you going to wait to find out what it is that inspires you? Because when you get to that inspiration place, it stimulates the mind. It's a thing that you can always go back to. We see a mountain of like, this is where I got to go. But I know what I want to do. And it's like way at the top of that mountain. And we think about it and we harp on it. And we're like, how am I going to do this? And we get motivated for a few minutes. And then we just see this long, long, long staircase to the top. So we stop. Because it's too big, it's too broad. And what I'm asking you to do is recognize that in order to start that process, what does it take? In order to start that process, what does it take? One step. Thank you. We're still here. It takes one step. It takes one step. And what does one step create? What's the word? Momentum. Beautiful. One step creates momentum. And then we get 2 steps. And what does that create? Momentum. Create momentum. That's where your head has to get to. It's like, okay, I want to generate something. And I got to start with something. Even if there's nothing there. Start with something. Make something out of nothing, man. Make something out of nothing. What is it that distinguishes a guy like that from the pack? Somebody who steps up. You have to ask yourself, what can I do to be distinguished? To distinguish myself from the rest of the pack. I'm going to tell you something, a little secret. Y'all ready for this? Got your pens out? There's a big secret. You're already there. You are already there. I'm going to say something that you already know that may shock the system a little bit. It might sting a little bit. I don't know how many years humans have been on this planet. It's a long time. And in that time, not once, literally not once, not ever, not once before, not even close, has there ever been one person that is exactly you before. There's never, ever been in all the humans. Let's just talk about New York City. There's not one other person that ever walked the floor of New York City who is exactly you. Same genetic makeup, same thoughts, same life story. Nothing. There's never been somebody who has stepped in your shoes fully. Not once. Before you got here, after you get here, there's nobody that's ever going to do that. And you're asking, how do I distinguish myself? I'm here to tell you tonight, you have distinguished yourself by coming into the earth. You had no choice. You showed up distinguished. But for some reason, we feel like, I just got to go with the flow. I'm the regular Joe. I'm just doing the thing like everybody else. You are not everybody else. And I don't know what it's going to take, guys, for us to wake up and say, I want to create. I want to generate something special. It is your opportunity right now. I'm sorry to bring it up, but Kobe Bryant. Like, come on, man. We watched somebody who was on the peak. I mean, that man was just getting started. He was just getting started. And what he kept saying was, I want to create impact. What he kept saying was, I want to change the lives of children. I want to change the generation. I want to make impact that nobody has ever made before. You've been watching all the highlight reels the past few weeks, right? All the things he said, not knowing he was going to die. He was saying it because he actually meant it. He showed up every day. I wake up at 4. I'm going to do it again because I have a mission. I want to create impact on a whole new level. You have A to Z. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you are. I'm going to say it one more time. You don't know where you are. So what do you have to get done before Z? How can you utilize this space? How can you stop making excuses that I don't have the right connections, I don't have the right finances? Trust in yourself. Invest in yourself. Show yourself you're worthy of putting in $1,000 effort. You're worthy of going to that course. You're worthy of taking that class at community college. You're worthy of going and signing up for a month at wherever. You're worthy of it. Stop putting your money in dumb places. Stop putting your time in dumb places. Invest in you. You have an opportunity to be something amazing. There has never been and never will be another one of you. And you acting like you just come every couple years. You acting like you just show up every 10 years, every 5 years. Oh, somebody else will come through. There's never been another you. There's never been another you, and there never will be. So with the time you got, what are you going to do? In the times when you want to stop, what are you going to do? In the times when you want to quit, what do you want to do? In the times when you want to give up, what are you going to do? You got to start asking yourself, in those moments, right now, in the moment when I'm motivated, when I'm inspired, when I get triggered, can I go back to that moment? And can I remember in the times when the alarm goes off and I don't feel like it? In the times when I got to go finish that paper, I don't feel like it. In the times when I got to go do that project, I don't feel like it. In the times when I got to get that weight up, I don't feel like it. How do you step up in that moment? What motivates you? What inspires you? What triggers and stimulates your mind? You only have one of these, man. I hate to say that the classic, you only got one life. We got an A to Z.